Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I will be entering a contest for everybody's good friend, Aaron Mutha Alamare. Now, if you don't know Aaron, then you haven't been probably on YouTube too long in, this so-called vinyl community. That's not a term that I use that often, but um, Aaron is just one of the great guys. He's, out in the great state of Idaho. He is one of the just nicest guys ever. I know everybody that's doing videos are saying the same superlatives for Aaron. So I'll just go and say something, I guess, off the beaten path that nobody ever says. Aaron has underappreciated locks of hair coming out of his hat. So there you go, Aaron. Something a little bit different. But no, Aaron's a great guy. We text back and forth outside of YouTube. He's given me some great records. Just he always goes above and beyond anything. I don't know how he keeps up with all the channels that he's subscribed to. He's commenting on everybody's channel, it seems like, because he comments on all my videos, and I'm sure that most of the stuff that I put up he's not interested in. So Aaron, you're just one of the best, man. So Aaron is celebrating 3 years here on YouTube. So Aaron is just a little bit ahead of me by about 6 months or so. I started in the very late part of 2020, and congrats on sticking around so long, Aaron. What he wants us to do, and because he's been around for 3 years, everything revolves around three. I mean, obviously you got to subscribe and comment on his video so that he knows that your video's up. But he wants us to first shout out three channels that deserve a mention. So I'm going to do that, and these are all channels that are under 500 subscribers. So the first one, just coming in shy of 500 at 499 subscribers at the time of this video, is Robert S. over at Rob Skewer Music. If you don't know Robert, he is just, again, one of those nice guys out there. He's up in New York. He is a big Beatles fan, but his channel is not focused on the standard stuff. Obviously with his channel name Rob Skewer, he's going to be focusing on the obscure. He's doing these 45 spotlights where he plays a 45 record, and that you might not have heard of. He always talks about bands that never got their time in the sun, really. He'll occasionally do a video about the Beatles or something that's a little bit more mainstream, but mostly he's focusing on music that he loves, and he wants to share it with us because it's not talked about enough. Robert has also been very kind to send me a couple of packages. I hope one day that I can meet Robert. He also shares a great love of the Avett Brothers, just like I do, which is cool because Robert is, he's not in my generation. I'll say that, and it's just very cool that he appreciates the Avett Brothers like I do. So Rob Skewer Music, I'll link him and the other two guys below. Next, I'm gonna go with Lloyd Boone, World of Music 2. Now, Lloyd is one of our friends from down under in Australia. He had a channel for a good while, which was hacked and kind of infiltrated, and he just recently came back. He doesn't have a lot of content up. I think he has 4 videos. Last time that I checked, currently only 28 subscribers. He had much more than that several months ago, and he kind of took a hiatus to get his channel back up and running. Lloyd's a big fan of the more modern pop, which is also interesting because he is not of my generation. So it's interesting that he appreciates stuff that's coming out today, because I don't. So it's cool that Lloyd does. But really, really nice guy. He's always very kind and commenting on my videos, and I'm sure he would appreciate your subscription and getting him up to that first checkpoint of 50 subscribers. So subscribe to Lloyd, please, please, please. And finally, I just posted this gentleman on my community page. He's one of our friends from across the pond, from here in the States. That is Kier Smith, Kier, and then it's Kier Smith dash From Me to You, like the Beatles song. I'd say he's about my age. Again, one of our friends over in the land of MASH and just some good great history, I would say. whatever that means. I don't know. Kier is a cool guy. He's got these pictures behind him. He's got pictures of the Stones, the Clash, Elvis Costello, the Beatles. He's mentioned Tom Petty recently. And what's cool about Kier is he's a listener. He's somebody that will take your music suggestion and kind of, you know, explore it a little bit. I know oftentimes we get suggestions saying, you know, listen to this band, and we don't always follow through with it. I know I don't. But Kier just recently did a video for my contest and showed 3 or 4 albums that I inspired him to buy. Van Morrison, Avett Brothers. So he's just a really nice guy. I haven't fully delved into his channel, but I really like him a lot. He's a really cool guy. So check out Kier Smith for me to you. So those are my 3 channels. They're all going to be below. And the second and final part of the contest is Aaron wants us to show 3 albums by 3 different artists. He wants us to show their 3rd record. And his specification is that, you know, preferably it's your favorite of their discography. Now, this was very, very, very difficult for me because, you know, I was going to show, I thought about showing Pink Moon by Nick Drake, but I was like, yeah, but I like 5 Leaves Left better. I was thinking about showing, you know, The Times They Are Changing by Bob Dylan, but Blood on the Tracks is my favorite Dylan album. You know, there's Hard Day's Night by the Beatles. My favorite Beatles album is Abbey Road. I went through my collection. Avett Brothers, their 3rd album is called Mignonette. That's not my favorite. My favorite is I Am Loving You. I just could not do it. So, Aaron, hopefully this counts. What I did is I picked 3 albums that are the 3rd record by 3 different artists that are critically considered their best album. So, you know, for example, well, I'll just show you. So the first one that I have here is Moondance by Van Morrison. This is his 3rd album. Very well, this could be my favorite Van Morrison album. I do kind of tend to move toward Astral Weeks or even Tupelo Honey more so. But critics, I mean, based on just sales, this album has really, this has been Van's kind of benchmark. So obviously it's got the great title track Moondance. It has Caravan, which he blew out of the water with The Last Waltz. And it's Stone Me, Crazy Love, Into the Mystic, Come Running. And even the deep cuts like Everyone and Glad Tidings are fantastic. So Moondance by Van Morrison, critically considered to be his best by the so-called experts. Next, I've got to show my boy, John Mayer. This is his 3rd album. It's called Continuum. Again, critically, it's considered his masterpiece. I personally prefer his album Born and Raised, which was his 5th album, I believe. But this is the album that had all the radio hits that I'm sure people that judge John Mayer judge him on this album, because this is the stuff that they played on Top 40 radio, like Waiting on the World to Change, Gravity, Stop This Train, Slow Dancing in a Burning Room. This has a bonus track, Say, on there. But beautiful songs on here. Again, Vultures is a very bluesy song. I Don't Trust Myself with Loving You. Bold as Love, the Jimi Hendrix song he does a cover of. And I really do like this album. Again, is it my favorite? No, it's not by him. But commercially, it's considered his best. So there you go. Continuum. And then lastly, again, I've got to show, I mean, obviously Van Morrison is a favorite of mine. John Mayer is a favorite of mine. But this guy is like on a different stratosphere. I've got to show Tom Petty. This is his 3rd album with the Heartbreakers, Damn the Torpedoes. What many people consider his best album. I don't deny that it's probably his best album as a you know, listening experience. I think the reason that I never put this album in my top 3 or so Tom Petty albums is because most of these songs ended up on his greatest hits, which I played to death as a kid. I think all but just a couple of these songs ended up on the greatest hits. But, you know, you've got Refugee, Here Comes My Girl, Even the Losers, Don't Do Me Like That. What Are You Doing in My Life? The beautiful closing song, Louisiana Rain. Just killer, killer, killer stuff here. Again, Tom Petty, one of my top, he's my favorite American band, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, by far. But yeah, commercially, this is considered his best, Damn the Torpedoes. So there you go, everybody. Please subscribe to Aaron He's just one of the best guys. I love him to death. I would love to hang out with Aaron, enjoy some time with him. And yeah, and again, also subscribe to the three gentlemen that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. I'm going to have everybody's video linked underneath in the description. So in the meantime, y'all be good, take care, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye now.